Right, I thought it'd be prudent to also include an example, still at C grade, of finding the nth term with diagrams. Right, typically the first example is matchsticks. In fact, I should probably put the next term on as well. So that would be... Okay, there you go. Right, a couple of different ways to do this. Those visual thinkers out there of you will want to just look at it and figure that in the first case here you seem to be adding on 2 matchsticks each time, so you're going to add the next one on and hope the pattern keeps the same. And the other visual thinkers out there are going to think, right, there's a cube going on the right, the bottom and the top each time, so I'll do that as well. Right, those mathematicians out there of you are going to want to convert these to numbers, and that's probably the easiest way to think about it, because what's generally going to happen is some examiner is going to want you to tell them whether, say, in fact let's do it, is going to want you to tell them whether the 100th term of this sequence is going to have, you know, 300 blocks in it, or actually let's say the examiner is going to say, is this sequence, is the 100th term of this sequence going to have more or less than 100 blocks? How would you answer that? Okay, that's on the second one here. I'll do the first one to start off with. Right, the first one, I'm going to write them down as numbers. So that's 3, that is 5, and that is 7. Okay, if like on the previous example, the sequences example, if you haven't seen that, each time here I'm adding on 2. So plus 2n is my starting point. That's the start of my nth term. Plus 2n should start with 2 matchsticks. Okay, it doesn't, you've got an extra one there, so therefore that sequence is plus 2n plus 1. Okay, if say the examiner is asking it for both questions, the 100th term of this is going to be 2 times 100 plus 1. So that's going to be 201. So the 100th term there is going to need 201 matchsticks. Do you know what? I have no idea why I just wrote that down. I did say it's something I need to do, didn't I? So yeah, if the examiner was asking for that one, the answer would be no. And that's just converting 3 of your numbers into 3 of your diagrams into matchsticks, sorry, into numbers. Messing this one up. Right now you've got a more 3-dimensional diagram. You've got cubes. Again, just change it into numbers. Be the easiest thing to do. Your first number is 1. The second number, now it may not be obvious, but if it's not, it should be. You've got to imagine that that original cube is still there. Okay, so that's going to be 4. And the next one is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, fun never stops here, like. So, from going from 1 to 4, I add 3. From going to 4, 7, I add 3 again. I'm adding the same number, so therefore my nth term is going to start with plus 3n. Plus 3n should start at 3. It starts at 1, so it starts at less than it should do, so I must have to take some numbers off. Going back from 3 to 1 takes off 2. So I'm taking off 2. Now that's then my nth term for that sequence. And now it should be fairly quick to check the 100th term. The examiner's asked you, is the 100th term, is the 100th term greater than or less than 300? Okay, so you want to know whether it's greater than or less than 300. So your 100th term is 3 times 100, which is 300, minus 2, which is 289, 298. Okay, I do have to say in my own defence that I think it is about 10:30 on a Sunday, so my brain's working quite slowly. So in answer to the examiner, you would say that the answer is that it's less than 300, and you give him that reason. If he sees that on your paper, you're hitting every single mark on that question. If it's a 4-mark question, you've got all 4 marks. If it's 3 marks, you've got all 3 marks. Okay.